Well, welcome to Environmental Science 101. My name is Todd Bates, and I'm going to be your facilitator or your instructor for the next quarter. Um, During this video, I want to introduce myself briefly and talk to you about some of the assets that we're going to have um, available to you for your journey through environmental science. And so for my background, I'm a professional forester. I work here on campus at Grays Harbor College in Aberdeen, Washington. I run the forestry program, and I have been doing that for a little over a decade now. And so my students have to take an environmental science course, and it's a general course for other uh, majors. So it's a very worthwhile course to get a good grasp of the understanding of what environment is, and how humans have impacted the environment over the course of our history. So you'll be challenged along the way to understand maybe what you thought was correct or didn't know anything about, and then to find out that there is a number of issues out there that we have some control on and some that we don't have control on. So during this course, you're going to be charged with doing a few actions or items. And that's going to include work in Canvas, which is where you are currently, and another program called Connect. So hopefully during this video, I'll briefly introduce you to those things. So I'm going to switch from major screen to a minor screen so we can show you the classroom. And hopefully you can see what a generalized classroom is going to be. So the first thing that I need you to do is go through into this first module called Introduction and Orientation. And in the Introduction and Orientation, there's a welcome page. And the welcome page will give another overview of what I'm going to be talking about, but please open that up and read through it. In addition, there's going to be the syllabus. Now, the syllabus is very important. I'm not going to be going over the full syllabus. It is in your best interest to go through that so you have a good understanding of what the course requirements are. I'd be happy to answer any questions. My contact information is on the syllabus, and I am available through Canvas email, regular email, office phone, and drop by. I'm in the Shermer building in room 4317. So I'll be happy to field any questions or deal with any issues that you might have so that we can have a smooth class. So you're going to need to go through each one of these items in the introduction and orientation before you can get to the week one. Besides the syllabus, then we're going to be encouraging you, or you're going to need to register for what is called Connect. And there's some links here on Connect. In addition, on there, I'll be going over it, but there is some extra credit and how to find scores and Connect, and I'll do that here shortly. And your first assignment, which will be due at the end of the first week, will be getting to know each other, which is a basic method of introducing yourself and a little bit about your background. Once you've completed these and open them up, then you'll be able to go into the week one Canvas operations. For the most part, besides announcements, the Canvas is going to be used for a discussion, a weekly discussion. And the weekly discussion will be a critical thinking question related to the subject for the week. And it's not going to be a question that's going to be easily answered or one that is definitive. It's going to be one that As you understand the issue, you're going to develop a position, and you're going to write about that position and support that position with sources so that you're backed up and justified, and that will be the ideal type of discussion. If you don't, you can receive partial credit. I'll be going over, or there'll be information on the rubric for those discussion posts, but that will be done each week for each chapter. So, and that is approximately 1/3 of the value of the full course points. So remember, that's only about 1/3. The other 2/3 is going to be in our other program called Connect. And let me open up Connect. So the Connect classroom is going to look something like this. And in our Connect classroom, we will be doing chapter quizzes and chapter assignments. And those are worth approximately 2/3 of the total amount of points. So Canvas is worth about 1/3 of the points. Connect is worth about 2/3 of the points. Now, Connect is through the publisher, McGraw-Hill. It is not compatible or developed by the same institution that developed Canvas. So they are two separate programs, and you'll need to register for that Connect. You'll have to buy a subscription to the Connect. Now, in the Connect, there is access to an ebook. So to reduce the cost, you don't necessarily have to buy a textbook, a physical textbook, unless you'd like that paper in front of you, which a lot of us do. When you buy the textbook from the bookstore, you'll get a Connect access code, and that will give you the ability to get online to do the rest of the work. Or you can, at the bookstore, just buy the access code alone. It will be overall cheaper. And when you get into the Connect, then you'll have access to the textbook. And here is a example of the textbook. Chapter 1, I'm pulling it up right now. And you'll be able to access the chapters and read them directly online. And so you don't need the physical textbook if you don't need a piece of paper in front of you, so to speak. So just remember that. In the also, okay, so we're going to leave the SmartBook. In Connect, there is another option or another opportunity for extra credit, and the extra credit will be done in the textbook under practice questions. And the practice questions are, well, we'll load this back up again, see if this works out. The practice questions are when you get into the chapter, there is on the lower left side, there should be a ability to see the practice right down here. Let's open that up a little bit more. I need the SmartBook, lower left side. Sorry about that. My screen was obscured with another screen, and so the practice is located right down here in this lower left corner. When you type in the practice, you'll be able to go through a series of questions, and that will help you reinforce thoughts and concepts from that chapter. If you complete the extra credit, that's worth up to 3 points weekly, which is overall 10% of the grade. If you accumulate all the weeks and the chapters together. So wanted to make sure you knew where that was. So we're going to leave the Smart Book. I want to show you one other item, and then we'll exit this video. Since it is a separate standalone program, the results of your quizzes and your assignments will not be directly posted onto Canvas because they're not compatible programs. So over here to the left-hand side is this little squiggly line, and on that squiggly line you'll be able to see results of your quizzes and your assignments. So that will be a way that you will be able to monitor or track how you're doing in the Canvas in Connect. Okay. In order to find your total grade, you need to combine the points that you get from Canvas and the points that you get from Connect, and that would be the full grade that you get for the class. So don't lose track of the big picture, so to speak. I will periodically send a summary of that, typically at the midterm, and if you ever have any questions about your grade, please let me know with the contact information that I provided previously. So I'm looking forward to having a great quarter with you. If you have any problems or any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. We'll look forward to working with you.